com.
Perfect. All right, there we go. So when it comes down into my downtime, it's like if I have downtime, I got a list to call. I'm setting appointments, whether it's now, whether it's Saturday, any day that I have time, I'm trying to set appointments up for the week. So that's what I do for qualified appointments. Now, the second type of call that you can make is for recruits. So we'll role play and run through this for you. It's this Steam track, just some slight changes, but it's very similar to the same Steam track that we've been using before. So hi, can I please speak to Mike?
Yes, is he?
Hi, Mike. My name's Shondell. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
Awesome. Well, I was actually just calling because Peter just started working with us part-time and we're still expanding and looking for talent. He actually said that you're sharp, hardworking, ambitious, and money motivated. I was wondering if you had a couple moments to talk about a career opportunity.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. So how do you know Peter?
We actually work together.
Okay, awesome. So you work at Giant right now?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. Well, right now I actually run a financial services company called PFS Investments nationally, and we work together with other companies like Primerica, AIG, Bright House, and Fidelity. And right now we're looking for some quality people that can help us out either part-time or full-time with remote opportunities from home. Would you be open to exploring that?
Being able to work from home? Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So we actually look for people with leadership, management, or customer service background, and we train on all the areas needed within the industry. So you said you work at Giant. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for years, probably like 4 or 5 years now.
Okay, awesome. Do you enjoy it?
It has its ups and downs.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, would you keep your options open for other things?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So it's a simple two-part process. We can get you scheduled to watch a brief 18-minute webinar that'll go over all the information about our company, what we do for families, the training, licensing, and the compensation. Then I just have a follow-up interview with you on Zoom to address any further questions that you may have and the next steps if there's a mutual fit. Have you used Zoom before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, perfect. So what hours do you usually work right now?
Monday through Friday, 9 to 6.
9 to 6. Okay, perfect. Do you ever have like a lunch break?
Yeah, usually from like 1 to 2.
Okay, 1 to 2. Okay, perfect. Well, what we can do is I can meet with you. My next available time is we can do Monday at 1 p.m. or 1:30, and which is better for you?
Probably 1:30, just to make sure I'm definitely off on my lunch break.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is just take down your full name, just confirm. Obviously, I have Mike. What's your last name? Great. All I'm going to do is get an email address so I can send you the Zoom details, and then just be on the lookout for a text message. Yeah, 30 minutes before the Zoom meeting for a text message with a webinar link to watch, and then I'll look forward to speaking with you then, okay?
Awesome. Can't wait.
Perfect. So anytime I'm scheduling the animated webinar, like I was telling you guys, I always schedule the Zoom meeting as well. So as far as the link, I don't know how this works on iPhones, but for Android, I will schedule the message to send out the 18-minute link ahead of time. So if I have the meeting on Monday and they need to watch it at 1:30 or 1 o'clock, they'll watch it at 1, and then I'll meet with them on Zoom at 1:30. The text message will go out at 1 o'clock. It's 18 minutes. They should watch it before we get on the follow-up at 1:30. So that's what I do for the recruits warm market as far as recruiting. Now, transitioning to cold market. Let me check the chat and see if there's any. They say no. What about watching the video? Okay, so if somebody says no, that they haven't used Zoom, then I'll just tell them, well, hey, it's pretty easy. Do you have like either a phone with a camera, a device, a laptop? And they'll be like, yeah, okay, cool. Well, usually it's easier if you're on your computer, it's a bigger screen, but you can just download Zoom. It's free, get it all set up, and then we'll be able to meet on there. So I just explained to them a little bit. It's very simple. You don't have to pay for it. And watching the video with them. So as far as watching the video with them, I know some people do that. I'm very conscious of my time. So I just, if they're interested and they're gonna watch it, they should watch it on their own time. And then I'll just meet with them in the follow-up. That's just how I do it. Some people do watch it with them. That's just my process. Now, as far as cold market, guys, It's cold in the cold market. You want to stay in here as little as possible. There's a lot more objections, a lot of people that don't respond, a lot of people that'll schedule and then they don't answer back. So I prefer to stay in the warm market. On phone contact text with the lukewarm. Yeah, good question, Dante. So as far as back to the three-way text messages, I'm doing that with everybody that is warm to them until they get to the point of where they're going to be scheduling things on their own. So I even have people that are still that are licensed and they're not doing their own presentations yet, and they're still sending out three-way text for me to help them make the calls and set things up. A lot of times, even licensed agents that have been here for a while, if they just want us to be on the appointment with them, they'll still use the three-way text as well, just as an introduction, and then we can kind of help them out as far as getting things set up. So that's good. I love it. I love the three-way. If it's referrals, if it's anything, like people will be like, hey, I have somebody that may want to do securities, get your securities license. But if they need securities now, they'll be like, hey, I just wanted to introduce you to Shondell, blah, 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 blah. She can help you. Three-way is like my favorite thing in the world to do. So that's there. Now, as far as the cold market, guys, LinkedIn is my go-to. So LinkedIn, last year, COVID started, and I don't know, I got to credit Samir. So Samir was like, hey, people have been using LinkedIn and it could be a lot more specific and you can reach out to people in certain career industries. I was like, okay, cool. Started doing it, and now it's like my favorite thing to do as far as cold prospecting. So when you are on LinkedIn, what are some pluses? You can search between certain states, right? So if you have licenses, obviously in your current state, you want to work in your state. If you have licenses in other states, you can utilize LinkedIn and reach out to people specifically there as well. If you want to work with certain types of people, then you can be more lasered into those types of people as well. So for me, I'm an athlete, so I like to reach out to people that are either athletes or in fitness or something like that, right? If people have been in retail management, then a lot of times they'll reach out to people, but it's really cool to reach out to people that you're similar to, because then when you start talking to them, you can relate to them a lot easier. So I think that that's a big plus as well. But let's go through it. So well, before we go through it, as far as LinkedIn, how it works, you have, before you can send somebody a message, you have to make a connection with them, and they have to accept the connection before you can actually message. So you got to go through, and it is more of a kind of a two-part process as far as being able to send the message. So first, you're going to have to go onto your LinkedIn, go through people, hit the plus sign, and connect with people you want to connect with. And you can do that again, like with Facebook. I think they'll let you do it, maybe send out connection requests, maybe about 50. And then it'll block you for a little while, and then you can go back on and do it again. So once you send out those connection requests, you got to be checking back on your LinkedIn as well to see who accepted the request. So then once people accept the request, then you can just start sending out the messages to them. So when I send the message, I got really tired of having conversations back and forth. So I just put everything in the message. So usually if I get a response and they're interested, I'm getting everything that I need, and it's just getting scheduled. I don't even have to talk to them on the phone or anything else. So, hey, Erica, thanks for accepting my connection. I'm curious if you'd be open to an opportunity with my financial firm. I'm hiring nationally and offering remote roles, either part-time or as another stream of income, or even full-time. Due to COVID-19, there's been a ton of changes across many industries, and this could be a great option because it allows you to work from home in a professional and recession-proof industry. I prefer to work with people in the fitness industry because I was an athlete as well, or have been in customer service similar to myself, since we do well here. It looks like you have that type of experience, and I'd like to meet with you. Due to the requirements to obtain a state license, any potential team members must at least either have a green card or be a citizen and be able to use Zoom. We have a corporate webinar that's required as a prerequisite with our head broker, and he covers the details and answers most people's questions on either Monday or Tuesday at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern time. Following the webinar, I'll meet with you on Zoom for a brief interview or follow-up to see if it would be a mutual fit for the both for both, we didn't correct this, both of us and both you and our company. Actually, no. So for both you and our company, please send me a good contact number and email address if you would like more details for the webinar and which date and time you would prefer. Thank you, Shonda Adobe, Regional Leader. So it has everything there, guys. And so I get messages upon messages with phone number, email, Monday, 10 a.m. Great. Scheduled. Nothing else after that. And you just keep doing that, right? Now, sometimes people will only respond back with the email. Then I'll just say, hey, I actually need a good contact number. That way I can get you scheduled. And then I'll get the phone number. If they don't give back, oh, hey, I'm interested in Wednesday at 2 p.m. and they don't give any contact information, you can check their LinkedIn. Sometimes that stuff is listed there in their profile, name and a phone number. And then I'll just send a message back, hey, is this your correct information? Or if it's one or the other and you don't have both, hey, I got this from your profile. What's the best number for you? And then you get both. And then you just get them scheduled. So here, I'll use Shaq's webinar. So when I schedule, it'll be either 10 a.m. or 2 p.m., preferably for me. And then I'll do follow-up meetings 45 minutes after, because the webinar is about 40 minutes. So if I schedule for 10 a.m., I can do a 10:45 follow-up. I can do an 11:15 or 11:45. So I schedule them like 30 minutes apart. But that's my LinkedIn process. And you do it. I've been sending LinkedIn connections and requests since last year, and now I have like over 5,000 connections on LinkedIn. So with that, and people are still accepting connections that I've sent out like from forever ago. But anything that you do, you got to do it consistently on a regular basis. Shaq wanted me to say, okay, like what are the numbers? So for a period of time when I was just like getting my direct recruiting back up, every single day I'm sending out messages multiple times a day. So in the morning I get up and I'm like, or sending out connections, boom, 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 connection, till I can't. Then later on in the day, I'm doing it again. And then once I get the accepts, then I'm sending out messages. And every single day, I'm just sending messages. Now, I haven't been doing it that often, but I have like so many accepts that I can literally just go back in any day and just send out like a bunch of messages at any time, right? So anything that you do consistently, you'll get results from. Now, one of my old favorites is resume calls. So certain leaders within the office, they may have access to a resume service. Not everybody may have access to this, but check with your leadership. Some people do. But when I call, this is another way that you can teach people how to make calls. Some people like, if they don't want to use LinkedIn, I have some people that they've been in HR or management, or they've done a lot of hiring before, and they're like, yeah, I'd love to just get on the phone. I can call people all day. Great. So then you can have them do something like this. So I can please speak. It's very similar to the other message from the three-way with the recruiting, but it's just going to be slightly worded a little differently. So hi, can I please speak to Mike?
This is Z.
Hi, Mike. This is Shondell. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. I was actually calling because I came across your resume and wanted to reach out to see if you'd be interested in a career opportunity with our company. Is now a good time for us to talk for a few minutes?
Yeah, I have a couple minutes right now.
Okay, perfect. Well, I actually help run a financial services company called PFS Investments, and we're national. Are you familiar with us?
No, not really.
No? Okay. Well, we're actually one of the largest financial services organizations in the country. We work together with other companies like Primerica, AIG, Bright House, and Fidelity. And our company is in a huge expansion phase right now, and we're looking for some quality people that can help us either part-time or full-time with remote opportunities from home. Would you be open to exploring that?
Yeah, I'd be interested in learning some more information.
Okay, great. Well, we're typically looking for people with leadership management or customer service background, and we train on all the areas needed within the industry. So are you still a concierge at the Icon apartment complex?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. How long you been doing that for?
Just for the last 6 months.
Okay, gotcha. Do you enjoy it?
It's okay. I get to meet a lot of people.
Okay, cool. So right now, do you keep your options open to explore remote work in the financial industry if we provided the training?
Always.
Okay, great. And then same process. So while it's a simple two-part process, since we know you'll need more details, our broker Shaquille requires you to be on a live webinar with him. That's about 40 minutes. He'll go over all the information about our company, what we do for families, the training, licensing, and compensation. Then I would have a follow-up interview with you on Zoom to address any further questions you may have and the next steps if there's a mutual fit. Have you used Zoom before?
Yes, I have.
Great. And then you schedule. Right? So same process, slight changing of words, because if it's a resume, you already know what, or they should be doing something similar to what's on the resume. And you confirm that, and then you just get something scheduled. So there, and obviously in the first message, if it was a three-way text, we'll say, hey, it's a 18-minute video. This one is a 40-minute overview with our broker, and it's a prerequisite. So that's the resumes. And then last one, that is always good to do. I know with COVID, you want to be safe, but people are out and about now. People are getting vaccinated, so that's awesome. But there, if you're ever talking to someone out and about, this is an easy way. I know, like for example, Josh on my team, this is his go-to, man. He is still on it and killing it doing this. When I started, Dante trained me, and face-to-face prospecting was all we did, out and about, in stores, all over the place. So same phraseology. Hey, I was just wondering if you could help me out real quick. I help run a financial services company in the area, and we're currently expanding, looking for people who want to work remotely. Do you know anybody looking for part-time or full-time work? Mike?
I might know a couple people, but I mean, I might be looking too.
Okay, awesome. Well, I know that you're at work right now, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. What I can do is take down a good number for you, and then I can reach out to you later and get you some more details.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10.
Perfect. Perfect. So then you just go from there. Obviously, an objections training, people will have objections. That's a whole another training, but that's what you can say for face-to-face. You get the number. Now, when you're going to call these people, you don't need to go through too much, because you met them, they said they're open, you found out about what they're, you know, what they do for work already. You just need to get them scheduled for more information. So when I call Mike, I mean, hi, can I please speak to Mike?
Yeah, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, it's Shondell. We met the other day at Wegmans. How you been?
Been busy. How about you?
Yeah, been busy too. Well, I was just calling really quick to see if we can set up a time to get you some more information about the opportunity with my company. What hours do you usually work right now?
They have me working all the time.
All the time. Okay, do you ever have any days off?
Yeah, I think this week I have off Wednesday and Sunday.
Wednesday and Sunday. Okay, so Sunday tomorrow. Great. Well, it's a simple two-part process, same thing, but I'm going to use Shaq's animated video. I mean, not animated, I just combined Shaq's webinar. So our head broker, Shaquille, requires you to be on a live webinar with him. It's about 40 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Get them scheduled. I didn't go through all those details, right? Just get them scheduled. They already said yes. So keep it short. So that's face-to-face prospecting. Let me see the chat. What day? Three-way. How often do they tell you either day would work, would not work? Yeah, so Dominic, if they say either of those days won't work, then I'll just ask. Well, usually I'm asking their availability first. So I usually don't get that often. So if I'm asking their ability, well, what hours do you work usually? Then they'll tell me, and then I'll schedule from there. So I usually don't get that too often. Mama V, when you're using the resumes, do they assume it's a job, and how do you overcome that? I don't mention job. I say it's an opportunity. Usually, I mean, if people are looking for work, they're not going to ask me so many questions as far as like if it's a job. If they ask me about a salary, I am going to tell them that, well, hey, we don't pay a salary. Everybody that works with us are independent contractors. So I'm going to be very clear when I talk to them. But usually if someone's looking for work and their resume's out there, they're open to exploring. So I don't get that too often, Mama B. And then, and yes, Gabe, we're going to get all these scripts up there. Shaq is actually working with leadership as far as like getting all these things up for everybody. So last things I'm going to go over with you guys is the recruiting. We're in a new day and age where you don't need to do all of the meetings yourself. So utilize these videos. There's two options for your recruiting appointments. There's the animated video. With the animated video, It's 18 minutes. They cover 7 major questions that people ask about the industry, why people struggle with money. So they talk about wealth concepts. What can I do to be on the best path for myself financially? How can I be a financial guide for others if I'm not a master of this stuff myself? What tools and concepts do we actually teach families? Who made the video and why? Which is going to be like about the company and some credibility. How do I get started and how do I get paid? So it goes over the licensing and then all the different ways that we can get compensated. And then how hard is it to do this for real? So just some challenges that people may face, but hey, you have a support system with you. And then it tells them to pick a path at the end of the video. So click 1, 2, or 3 of which one best fits you. So that's the animated video. It's very short. And then the expansion webinar is 43 minutes. And the outline of that is Shaq's story. So he's going to open up, tell a little bit about himself. He's going to go into the cash flow quadrant. Then he's going to go over company credibility and an overview of what we're doing for people and what sets us apart in the industry. Then he's going to talk about the A and B, so a client before and after. Then he's going to go through all the licensing, what's a brokerage as far as making the comparison with real estate, and then distribution, why we're expanding and looking for people, and then 5 reasons why people will start with us. So those are kind of the overviews. They both hit all of the information that somebody would need. And I've used both. I've gotten recruits from both. So if you haven't seen both of them, watch them and just figure out which ones you like to use. Now, there's benefits to both. Like I said, if I have a relationship with the person, then I am going to use the animated video. If I know them, it's shorter. I like it really. If I don't know yet if I'm going to start using it with the cold market, but the reasons why I like it is it collects contact information from them. So I get their name, their phone number. It tracks when they start the video, it tracks when they complete the video, and if they don't, how much of it did they watch. And then it also tells me which path they chose, and they can like click if they're interested in any products or services that we offer. So it gets you all that information there. And then Shaq's webinar, why do I use that with the cold market? Because it's very professional. It's at scheduled times throughout the day. So I think as of right now, it's 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 7 p.m., and I think they may still have the 10 p.m. evening option. So for people that may be on the West Coast. So there's scheduled times. So if somebody misses it, they can't just like say, oh, let me rewatch it. No, you missed the time it was scheduled. They get a link when they get registered. So it comes directly from Webinar Jam for Shaq. And it seems more live. So Shaq opens it up. Like if he's talking to them directly, they can't see anybody else, but it seems really live, like they're getting a chance to meet Shaq, one of the top earners in our hierarchy. So that's why I utilize both of them. But yeah, get used to it, use them a lot. Any other questions? I know I was answering them on the way. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. And then do you use a dual screen setup? No, I just have one screen. I have a Surface Pro 4, and so I just use that as far as meeting with people. But yeah, guys, that's prospecting. Those are the scripts. There's absolutely nothing else that I say really. Jen is doing a training right now on referrals. So that's a different conversation. But as far as how I'm getting my business, recruiting, everything, you have now seen every single script that I use. So any questions about anything else? And if you want, you can unmute yourself. I'm going to stop the recording here.